We're going to be looking at EDO 2024 GUBER election parties readiness in focus. Now, yesterday, being Tuesday, we understand that the Independent National Electoral Commission had to release the timetable for the governorship election in Edo State in 2024. And of course, the governorship election in Ondo State in 2025. Early parts of 2025, you may want to say, just to let you know that the tenure of the governors of Edo and Ondo State will end on the 11th of November 2024 and of course 23rd of February 2025 respectively. That's Edo to end on the 11th of November, while Ondo State to end on the 23rd of February 2025. Now, the Edo State election will hold on Saturday, 21st September 2024, and party primaries are expected to hold from 1st of February to 24th of February 2024. And of course, submission of names of nominated candidates via the online portal. Please, I want us to take that into cognizance now. Submission of names of nominated candidates via the online portal will start at 9 a.m. on the 4th of March, and of course close at 6 p.m. on the 24th of March 2024. Then we also know that the final list of candidates will be published on the 23rd of April 2024, while campaign in public places by parties starts on the 24th of April 2024, and of course 24 hours prior to election day. That's on the 19th of September 2024. It is expected that political campaigns would have stopped. Now, this was the statement that was released and signed yesterday by Sam Olumekun, MNI, National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee of INEC. That was yesterday, 26th September 2023. Now, I want to say a very big welcome to our guest this morning, Mr. Samuel Higato, a political chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Edo State. And we're also expecting Mr. Esosa Ewe, who is also a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. Now, the election timetable has been released. And it's time, you may want to say that for political parties to really get on board. But let's look at Edo State as it stands now. There are alleged, political imbroglio, so to say, by some political parties in the state. How will this? What is the relationship now? I mean, the political situation in the states with some political parties, and of course the election timetable being released by INEC.
Well, thank you, Mr. Albert, for having me.
You're welcome.
And good morning, viewers. First and foremost, we have to first of all give kudos to INEC. Let me start with them. Why, you might ask, why should they give them kudos? You know, in recent elections, we have these issues of late informations coming out when elections should take place and all those things that people start rushing, the typical Nigerian last-minute rush, But I thank God this time around, they have brought out the timetable very early enough that every political party could start doing their own homework. And homework in the sense that the eternal democracy will now start properly. We know you're talking about the election on its own. They have only given an opportunity for the eternal democracy to start its processes. That is for candidates or aspirants to come out, to start presenting themselves, and for the party members to be known by the party members and to be voted by the party members to become their candidate of the party. So I think there's no party that will be free from rancor with the election we just have in Edo State. I think there are a lot of, in APC, a lot of party chieftains that are not happy with some leadership, while there are some leadership that are not happy with the followers due to disobedience and other mindset being created within the party system. And PDP likewise, then Labour likewise.
Even your own party too.
I started with my party. I said it is everywhere. Why it is always like that? It has to do with interest. Politics is about interest. Why interest? As at present with APC, we have almost about if I'm not wrong, about 7, 8 candidates willing, aspiring to become the governor of Edo State. And yet there is a lot of people trying to aspire for a single position. Definitely there must be wrangling. There must be misunderstandings. There must be misconceptions within the party members. Why? Because first and foremost, like in my party now, a lot of discussions is ongoing. Where should it be zoned to? Or should it be thrown open to all to contest? Why majority of the people are saying, no, come on, let us zone this thing to the ASAN. It is their time. Let us give them the opportunity. Because the Edo South has been there, the Edo North has been there. It is not the opportunity of the Edo ASAN Central. So if we want to be sincere with our conscience, like I said about a few weeks ago, we should have zoned it directly to the ASAN. It will save the party a lot of wranglings. It will save a lot of party a lot of costs. Because all these candidates that are aspiring now are spending money. Because believing they will have the opportunity, they believe they are popular enough to also get the ticket. But if it is zoned now, let's say it is zoned to the ASAN, all we need to do is about trying to find 2, 3 great songs from the ASAN land now that we know are capable, that have capacity, and they will now be choosing between. Automatically, the Edo North candidate will not spend his money to support that son of ASAN to achieve the aim.
Now, when you talk about
Edo South will do the same.
Yeah, Mr. Ejata.
There will be more force to whoever that comes emerge. But in the situation that everybody believes they have the power, there must be wrangling.
Now, when you talk about zoning, you and I, we will agree that zoning is really not in any part of our constitution, except the fact that politicians like you will say that it's more or less like a gentleman agreement amongst political parties.
Like I do say.
But what do you make of what we've been saying? A situation whereby the 2022 Electoral Act is there that stipulates how political parties should go about their primaries. But we've seen oftentimes where by the end of the day, political parties, they want to do their primaries their own way.
Yes, because the political party have a right to choose how they want to do their own primaries. They can choose indirect, they can choose direct primaries. So they have the 2 options. The Electoral Act only gives them the opportunity of those 2 options too, and which they have a right to choose which they like. If they want a direct primary, which everybody will come, many of the members will come on the Congress, and everybody will vote and choose the right candidate they believed in. Or they can also say, okay, let's do the indirect primary, which you choose just like 2, 3 representatives from each ward or whatever the formula might be of the ESCOs, etc. It is also an election based on, it is also the representative of the people that voted in that indirect primary. So I don't see really much difference in it than the direct. We always say it carries the voice of the people more than the indirect, because the 3 people that are there can be brought over by the mindset of Nigerian corrupt system. But the majority of the crowd cannot be easily be bought. So there is always the sentiment when there's indirect primary, people think there's a lot of things will happen there. That's why majority always apply for direct primary. But I tell you one thing, there is no sentiment in zoning. Why there's no sentiment? Like in PDP, they have it in their constitution. In APC, we don't have it in our constitution. It became a norm due to the federalism of Nigeria, that federal character. We want to like to carry everybody along. It is already a system. If you look at the last election, it happens too. Even though everybody was given the opportunity to contest, but you still see the mindset of the people saying, no, it's supposed to be the time of the South.
So in the light of what you are trying to say,
so it's the same thing playing in Edo State right now, that people are saying, the last 8 years before this present administration was the Edo North. This administration, Edo South. By all good manners, by all gentleman understanding, as you said, agreement, as you said, with the Edo South, with the Edo North, I plead with all my party members, let's have that gentleman agreement and give the opportunity to this Eastern Central. They might be minority. They might not have the crowd to win the election. They might not have the voice to win the election. Base election is about the more you have, the more. Edo South has the population. They have the majority. They can decide who will become the Edo State government, whether we like it or not. Even the Edo North and the Edo Central cannot decide it. But if we have an agreement, we have the understanding, the heart of one Edo State, without sentiment that it's an Eastern man, this and Edo man, this and we are all Edo State citizens. And we believe in the capacity of every one of us. We should, gentlemen, with that agreement, slot it to the Edo Central. If any other Edo South wishes to contest, or Edo North wishes to contest, he has the opportunity. He has the right.
In your own opinion,
with the Constitution, he has the right to contest.
But in your own opinion, he should go to Edo Central.
That is my opinion.
Your opinion.
And that is also my advocacy.
Okay.
I'm advocating for it because I started it about over a month ago. Even right in Abuja, and I try to advocate for the situation because it gives a little bit balance.
But what
and there's also another interior motive I have as a Benin man, as an Edo man. I'm sorry to say this. Edo has really not have it good, ruled by the Edo South.
You cannot.
I don't know why.
So.
No, sir.
The present governor.
Sir, with all due respect,
some people will say that the man has done fairly well.
With all due respect, when we look at the infrastructural development that we have ever had in Edo State, if we are sincere to ourselves, if we want to be open like a placard, and not by plain sentiment of I want to defend the government, it is not about this government now alone. Right from the history. Check it out. And Bruce Ali did very well. Ogbemudia, it was a Bende state, and we know which side he came from. Oshomole, we know where he came from. Even the 1 year and 6 months Professor Salimi Osumbo spent, we saw the infrastructural development. But we know what happened during our own sons. We know what happened. I don't want to mention them now. We know what happened during this same time. This same time, I believe Edo State is stagnation.
But don't you also think that
this same time, Edo State is stagnation? Let us speak the truth.
That is your opinion.
We know when we were seeing red roofs. All schools are going rotting down. Mr. Evans, don't you go around? I expect you people as journalists.
Now, but what
when you have such a report coming up,
what would you say?
Do a little bit investigative journalism.
We do.
Ask questions.
We do.
Then you should be able to have the opinions of adult people right now. We are all not happy.
If you want me to,
there are many reasons we are not happy.
Let us not be a little bit generalistic.
I don't want to be sentimental on
when
this.
You say we are not all happy,
when I say we are not happy,
you are speaking for yourself.
I'm not speaking for myself. I speak from the street. I speak for the grassroots that I have followers of over 6,000 followers. Now, I speak for them because I hear from them daily what they're passing through.
But
do you believe in Edo State today? It is a shame. Majority of our youth that used to be able youth that take care of their family ask for stipends daily, looking for how to feed their family.
For the purpose of
there's something happening.
For the purpose of fairness, and maybe for the purpose of this discourse on this show this morning, I will take you back to where you said that infrastructural development now in Edo State, in terms of, you were trying to mention education. You said something, the red roof and all that. Now, what would you say about schools that are being renovated in Edo State now. You drove all the way from town to Oluku this morning. It is one close to us here, Oluku Primary School, that is under, is what you talk about investigating.
Yes, you
That's
did
what
one.
I see on there.
You saw the one at Oluku.
Also, if you,
go to,
if you go to Ovia Northeast, you have Iguadulo Primary School. That school was renovated, is still being renovated by this present state government. Now, if you also go to a couple of schools around, so what would you say about
Mr. Evans,
yeah.
you know, when we say infrastructural revolution, I will not even use Edo State now, so that it doesn't look I'm sentimental, because I'm an APC man. Because all eyes are not blind to what Comrade Adams Oshomole did in his 8 years when it comes to infrastructural revolution. We are all not blind to what Governor Umahi, even though he was not an APC man when he started, did in Ebonyi State, what he call infrastructural development, revolutions. You see this springing up. People will see it with their blind eyes. An old woman will know this is happening. You stick one out. Right? Majority are lapidating. Now, it is like a sentimental movement that all those street lights we have before, many are no more working. But what is happening? We have to ask questions. What is happening? Why are the street lights not working? Why are these schools not being dilapidated? The windows are being stolen away. It shows their lack of security, their lack of maintenance culture. And these are the responsibility of government to provide security, to secure properties and people. Yeah, so let us be sincere. If these things are happening, and the people are asking what is happening, it shows to you that there is a lacuna between the government and the people.
Now, you talked about Adams Oshomole, Red Roof Revolution in schools. No doubt about that. I personally give kudos to him too. But
what of the walkways revolution?
I give kudos to him.
What we never had in Edo State.
I give kudos to him. But let's look at some of those schools. Revolution. Let's look at some of those schools now that
only Ekenwan Road for 7 years.
Just hold on.
7 years Ekenwan Road is still being constructed. It's just a 2 lane.
Let's take it one after the other. Let's take it one after the other. Now, you talked about the Red Roof Revolution of schools by Adams Oshomole. Now, the question I asked to that, like what I said, that I give kudos to him for that. But what would you say about the security situation in those schools? Now, those schools, as we speak now, the state government is making sure that those schools are fenced. I mean, if those schools were fenced then, if those schools were fenced then,
look, government is a continuation, sir.
Oh, are you okay?
With all due respect, government is a continuation.
Okay, you agree that those schools are being fenced now?
The government is trying to do something because the people are crying. That's why I said, when the people cries, the government should hear. When the people complains, the government should hear. Not to be antagonist to them. Like as I'm crying right now about so many things. It does not mean I hate the government. It does not mean I have anything personal against the government. It is about passing information to the government to know the needful to do. Because there is a school in Obazagun, and it's the only school that takes charges of about 3 communities in Obazagun, in Oredo. When you are going down to Omagba,
I know this school.
You know this school.
Are you aware that?
Look at what happened. Listen, the governor was there when we went to campaign. In the first time, I was with him in the first tenure. We were in that community. We knew what we promised that community. That school will be renovated. The second time, I was no more with the governor because he have gone to another party. But I, as a member of that community, too, partially because I have my investment in that community, I knew when they came to do campaign, I know what was also promised again. They were remembered. Say, my excellency, you remember you promised us this place so that you will take care of it.
Now, has the governor said that he is not going to do it?
Sir, the governor have barely 7 months now.
No, but are you aware that
that barely 7 months, sir? I know nothing is going to happen there again. That is why I'm not crying. If really they want to do something, the government want to do something, within a month, they can do it. Let them go there and renovate that school, because that school, it has about only 4 classes that contains 3 communities. Only 1 class is now available for the children. And when rain is falling, Evans, There was a day I went there, I was sitting at the toll gate, Mr. Evans. I almost cried for those children.
Okay, away from that now.
So definitely the government should take their responsibility serious.
Okay.
When you promise the citizen, this is what I want to do for you. If you can't do it all, do part of it.
Okay.
That is why I go back to what you said about Osdam. He promised a lot of things. He's going to do it. But he gave you those he was able to do. And he told us, this man coming will finish my project. He will do more.
All right, so let's take a short pause now.
It's a question.
I'll come to you. We'll just take a short pause for an update on the program this morning on ITV. Don't forget that we are looking at EDO 2024, whereby INEC has released the timetable for the election. Please stay tuned.
TMI, every opinion counts.
All right, thank you so much. Here, the program still this morning on ITV. We have Mr. Samuel Ehigato looking at the INEC's timetable that has been released only yesterday. And of course, some of the issues that are coming up as far as the build-up to EDO 2024 is concerned. Now, Mr. Samuel, let's come back to you now. You talked about, from your own opinion, you are suggesting that Edo Central persons should emerge. Maybe you're also speaking the minds of some of your party chieftains in the APC. Now, how does it strike you that some big political bigwigs in Edo Central, they are leaving the APC, and we're told that they are joining somewhere?
No, I think you're making a mistake. If we see what is happening recently, Onomele, the former minister, he's a PDP chieftain.
Not only,
just wait now. I call it you said big chieftain.
He's not the only big.
So I don't know which of the big chieftain you are talking in APC that have left recently. I've not seen anyone, but we know that at present, the big fish in PDP are leaving PDP, either resigning at the campaign. In my home ward, we just received one of the best brains in the National Assembly, Senator Rohidi, that just decamped from the PDP to the APC because things are not moving very well there. If he was satisfied over there, I don't really like to come. If things are very good in PDP, I don't think Onomele would like to resign.
You cannot say things are not good in PDP. You are not in PDP.
It is a situation that makes a man leave his own house. If your house is comfortable enough for you, Evans, will you come to Ara's house and say you want to stay with me?
Has Onoleme told you that PDP is not as good as the reason why?
He said because of issue. He gave reasons.
Well, you cannot speak for him.
He gave reasons. Didn't you read his reasons, please?
You cannot speak for him.
He gave reasons. The reasons he gave, I can speak for him based on the reasons he gave. Anyway, and I can speak for those that come. So if you are talking of living party to party as at present, I believe majority of the PDP are fed up in PDP.
But what would you make of,
so more or less,
Mr. Egato,
if there is an agreed session in Esan Central,
let's have a conversation here.
If there's an agreement, it's disagreement in Esan Central, as you are relating to, it is normal. At this particular time.
It is normal?
Yes.
Let me tell you, that almost everybody wants
no. Let me make you understand one point. Majority of the big wings of the leaders already sensing the spirit of the majority of the APCs that many are clamoring for Esan Central. Edo Central, I mean, not a particular
Edo Central.
Edo Central. Yeah. The clamor is already coming now, and it is already gathering momentum. Automatically, the Esan too. Everybody will want to come out because he knows if he comes out and eventually got the ticket, he will be the next Edo State governor. Paraventure, he gets the ticket. But so automatically, there must be a little bit wrangling with. It's a game of contest. In any game of contest, there must be wrangling.
And a game of number.
A game of number, yeah.
So now, in the
wrangling, we decide the numbers.
They will tell you that the Edo Central people, I mean, looking at
they don't have the numbers, yes.
They don't have the number.
That's what I explained in the earlier point to you.
Yeah.
They don't have the number to make a governor. But when there is an agreement, within the three senatorial districts, Edo South and Edo North, agree that we are giving this man this ticket,
All right, please,
automatically the majority is going to be with them.
Yeah,
so they must not have the number to be a governor. That is the sentiment of kind of discriminating against the minority. Those are sentiments which we don't want in the politics anymore in Nigeria. The minority cannot be. No. Sometimes we should be able to give the opportunity to the minority to become what they should be, irrespective of where they come from. It is happening in the Nigerian politics too. When they say, okay, let's give it to the Southeast, those Southeast don't have the number. The population to be able to choose. Let's give it to the Southeast, they don't have the number. The North has the number.
Yeah,
but if there is an agreement, there is an understanding between we all that it is their time. It is their time. If it is their time, let all of us work together and give it to them and see what they can do too. They have good brains too. Let's be sincere. We have good brains in the Edo South. But no doubt, we have good brains in the Edo North. But the Edo Central has good brains to sound youth, sound elders, leaders that can become something. That can turn the tone of tide in Edo State.
Does it not disturb you and perhaps some other persons that are of the opinion that Edo Central geopolitical zone, the politicians there, all of them want to be the governor, that they don't speak with one mind? Those are some of the allegations, the insinuations now. I don't know how correct that is. Does it not disturb you?
Like if I'm not here now and I'm discussing with my youths at home or in the office, there's this popular saying that the Edo Central are like the Igbos. When they say who want to be president, 20 will say want to be president. They have this mentality. Everybody want to be. But that is where the internal democracy should play a role. That is where the leaders should play a role. We can have 5, 6 candidates. Like as at present, I think it's about 2 or 3 from Edo Central that I'm aware of from my party. Like those 2, 3 candidates, and if it has been zoned or agreed, the leaders can make all of them understand to come together, unite, and choose one.
Now,
it has to be a time we should start growing over selfish interest. Because I think selfish interest and greed mostly lead to such that I want to be, everybody want to be. But if we have an understanding that it is Edo is our interest, the betterment of Edo is in our interest. And I believe Samuel Higiato and Evans is better than I am in capacity, in the ability to take Edo to the next level. I should be able to step down for it.
Now, the election we're talking about now
that is where the integrity will start playing a role.
Yeah, the election we're talking about is next year. Now, for some of the big wigs that are leaving the PDP and joining other parties, you talked about Mike Onanleleme a while ago. Well, we are yet to see the party
where he's going. Yeah, we are yet to see.
But insinuations are already making that he's going to pinch his purchase tent with the All Progressives Congress.
Masagbona is now also in the Labour.
In Labour Party.
They are leaving PDP.
You know, but let's look at these people, these politicians now. Now, considering the fact that we don't have time, less than a year, so don't you think that time factor may be an issue to their emergence? I mean, do they have time to consolidate on this new party that they want to join now?
Yes. Why I say yes? If you see, like if I have to use a particular person now, like Orohide, he was a founding father of APC. He was aggrieved. He left to PDP. Now he's also aggrieved over there. He came back to APC. So it's like coming back home for him.
And you think that
this coming back home will be easier for him because he knows most of the leaders. He has relationship with them.
This leaving and coming.
And the situation you have to know too.
Yeah.
Mr. Evan, with these leaders, whether they are in APC, whether they are in PDP, whether they are in Labour, They are all friends. They are all friends. They meet at parties. They jollify together. They meet at different places, meetings, clubs, where they play golfs. They enjoy together. They speak together. They have a relationship with themselves. The only people they need to make themselves available to now when they come is the followers. And when you now say the followers, who are the followers? We are the followers. We know him when he was in PDP. We can tell what he did. We know how he was elected. We know him when he was in APC. So most of these leaders, they are themselves. If it is a new person, that is upcoming politicians, it will find it difficult to find his foot.
Okay. Now, we understand that the People's Democratic Party, PDP...
Because if you look at... Let me just use an example of Masu Agbon, like the rice man. He was in PDP. He was well known. The moment he went to Labour, you see the crowd with him. It's a floating.
Yeah, but we are talking of election now.
Yes, during the election, it is not for us, the people, to decide who is the best. It is not for us to decide who is the best. I'm not saying he's the best. But I'm not saying my party's own is the best. I'm not saying PDP own is the best as at present, because we don't have a candidate. We only have aspirants.
Yeah, we don't have. We have
and among the aspirants, they are all young, vibrant. Some are leader with advanced age, but good leadership capability. So now we cannot dictate who is the best.
Now,
but when we have a candidate from Labour Party that emerges, when we have a candidate from PDP that emerges, we now have a candidate that emerges from APC and ADC, etc. Now the EDO people will now say, among these four who have the capability and the capacity to lead the state to the next Eldorado, then we now have the best, and to choose the best.
All right, so other factors that we may also consider, it appears that the People's Democratic Party may eventually settle for an EDO Central, candidates, from the way things are going
the rumors,
now. But again, we also need to wait until that is first. But let's look at it. Don't you think if your own party, the All Progressives Congress, settles for EDO Central, the PDP settles for EDO Central candidate, don't you think that other political parties may use it against these two major parties in the states? I mean, bearing in mind that we're looking at a game of number. EDO South and EDO North, these two geopolitical zones, in terms of voting pattern now, they've always had a number compared to EDO Central. Don't you think that other political parties may catch it in at the expense of your own party or the People's Democratic Party?
Mr. Evans, I will use the word.
It's very funny.
My youth leader from Ward 3, he usually use a particular word, that this smaller party, our food is ready. Let me don't use the one of them. Say their food is ready.
Don't say smaller party now. There's no party that is small.
Their food is ready. They are waiting for food that is ready. But be sincere. Let's be sincere. Still in Edo State, irrespective of what happened in the presidential election, irrespective of what happened in the presidential election, that the Labour Party was very, very vibrant, was very, very optimistic, and successful in most places too. I believe it was a movement that gave the opportunity. That movement was the obedient movement. It was a movement. And that movement, for now, for me, is a dead movement. Why I said it's a dead movement? Because that election has come and gone. It is just that the Labour Party on its own is trying to cash out from that movement. But Edo people, they know who can do better for them.
And this person cannot be found in Labour Party, is that what you're saying?
It's not that it cannot be found in Labour Party. You have to think first and foremost. There's this federal arm of government and state arm of government. Being able to work in synergy to the benefit of the state people. I believe if Labour Party eventually wins Edo State, they will have the same issue like they are having in Abia State.
What are the issues now? Well, it's an election.
They will have the same issue in Abia State.
They won't have the federal support.
Yeah, there's always this sentiment. You cannot have a full federal support. Even as we are now in Edo State, ruled by the PDP, the present executive arm of government cannot tell me boldly that is getting the full federal support.
What do you mean by that federal support? That they won't be getting their monthly allocation?
There are some allocations that come. There are other things they can ask for that will be favor to them, that could be to the benefit of the people.
Now, some of this support,
it is a sentiment that is in politics that you cannot take away.
This support we are talking about now, they are statutory. They are not.
Statutory things they get. There are other things too. Let's take example, for example. If you are a PDP government and you want to interfere into a federal project, it doesn't just go smooth for you. It doesn't just go smooth for you. Take it or leave it. There must be some kind of delays, politics played, in order to discourage, to make that government that this is not a good government.
But
even though it is a government that have a good will.
Don't you also think it
I'm speaking openly now.
Yeah, don't you think that
without sentiment of party now?
Yeah,
without sentiment, it happened during Jonathan. We saw how Edo State was being punished when Adamus Oshomole was there. It is also happening now when, so it happens. It is a phenomenon. But this phenomenon, Edo want to go back to the greater height, and the only party that can take Edo State to the greater height as at present, if we want to take it or leave it, is the APC.
Well,
why? Because they will have the full support of the federal government.
That's your own opinion.
We will have the full support of our president Tinubu.
If the PDP comes,
to make sure Edo come back to glory, to come back to the development we had before, because he knew what the stage was already going.
If you say the APC, so, the PDP man will come here now, he will say the same thing.
Yeah.
The Labour Party man will come here, he will say the same thing. Now, you said the support of the President Tinubu.
Very soon.
Are you trying to say that the president may have to influence INEC for Edo election? Is that what you're
trying to say? He
must
not influence Edo INEC.
So what exactly do you mean?
When I mean, he's told us before, he wants Edo back to be APC.
He spoke as a politician.
Yes.
Yeah.
So automatically, he said, because based on what he sees in Edo, the stagnation in the infrastructural development.
What about other
stagnation in economic
what about
development?
The progress that other people see? Don't you think it may count for?
I don't know. Listen, I'm a businessman. I'm a farmer.
I live my life in Edo State too.
I'm a businessman. I'm a farmer. I'm an instructor to the youth. And I'm a patron to majority of the youth in GRA and environ. I hear their complaints. So when people comes out on social media to praise this present government, I only ask my question. Are they people really with the people?
Now, what about the complaints? What about the complaints?
Will you go to Ekenwan Road now?
The federal government?
Will you go to Ego now? Will you go to Ovias to say this government is good? Will you go to Oriomo?
What would you say?
This government is good. People will pursue you out of that community.
What would you say? What would you say about the federal roads in the state?
It is a shame.
What about the federal roads in the states? The federal roads in the state. I mean, the Abuja Auchi road has been there for more than 30 years.
Let's go to federal road in the state, as you just said now. During Oshomole, Comrade Alamsa Oshomole, he was doing palliatives on federal roads.
So why is the federal government not doing it now?
Made those roads were motorable for people to still do business, people to still travel. And the palliative he did was refunded back to this present government, about 60 to 70 billion.
Well, if you
refunded for the maintenance of federal roads.
I remember. Just hold on. We're all witness to all this. I remember the
60 billion was refunded for federal road did by Comrade Adams Oshomole. Then I asked myself what it takes this same government not to take necessary actions with those 16 billion, at least again to give us a palliative, to fix those roads to be motorable for us. It's going to still be refunded.
Now, there
even though not to his own government administration, but probably to the next administration.
There was someone you talked about. Was it not the one that started the Kewan road? Did they finish that road? That is one question. Was it not the same Osomole? Was it not the same Osomole that?
It was a phase job. It is a phase job.
Was it not the same Osomole? I remember somewhere around 5 junction. Was it not the same Osomole that had to put the
drainage? He started the
description there.
That is when they say government is a
continuity.
Government is a continuity. Don't say this man did not finish it, you should abandon it, sir.
So that's what we're saying.
Don't say because this man did it to halfway, you leave it where halfway this man did it. That is not going to be a good governance.
Yeah, don't you also think that?
So you're not telling me that this government, this present administration for abandoning the Kewan road the way it is, that because Osomole did not finish it is doing the right thing. For him not to abandon the drainage, because Osomole did not finish it, that he's doing the right thing. Is that what you're trying to give the pressure to the people?
The way Osomole abandoned it. That's I stay in a Kewan road.
The tenure was over.
I stay in a Kewan road.
The tenure of Osomole was over.
A Kewan road was started by Osomole.
Listen, sir. Let's see the continuation. Let's see the continuation of governance. You are speaking as if government is not continuation.
Of course.
Osomole did his tenure.
The same way
quietly with his own good tradition. He left it to a point.
The same way
Osomole left it to a point. Thank you. He left it to a point. And this present administration.
So don't you also think this administration will leave it to a point and our other government will come and continue? I mean, I don't
know if you live in a Kewan road.
I stay in a Kewan road. I live in a Kewan road.
If you live in a Kewan road, you will speak like this.
Of course. I told you, a Kewan road. I went there with someone started that.
I went there with a car.
All throughout his 8 years.
All my bombers did not come with me home.
All throughout his 8 years, that road was not completed in a Kewan road. He started the dualization.
It was his own tenure over.
For 8 years, was over. For 8 years,
it was not 8 years. The Kewan road, the dualization started the second tenure. Go and check it.
It was first tenure.
It was second tenure. Go and check it very well.
The road started in first tenure.
Go and check it properly.
I stay in a Kewan road.
He started in the second tenure. Then he finished his own tenure. Don't give kudos to people that abandon projects.
I'm not giving kudos.
Because anything about governance, it should be continuation. We saw what happened in Lagos. Our present president started projects. He started a lot of projects in Lagos. He did not finish many of them.
Now,
but when
you and I, because of time now, you and I were saying the same thing now. You and I were saying the same thing.
Could not finish it.
If you say
pick it up,
if you say government,
Project did his own. Now Sanwo-Olu has picked it up to the next level.
Beautiful.
That is continuation of governance.
Beautiful.
But we don't hear that they abandoned those projects.
Yeah, beautiful.
But it's like you're not giving the people the impression that now, because of Osomole has did his tenure and gone, that this present government should not finish it.
And of course, he will continue.
I mean,
it's the same thing that you
should leave it where it is.
Anyway, we want to say a very big thank you for finding time to come.
Let us be sincere to the people.
Got to handshake now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate your time. It's for Edo State to be good. That's what we are talking about. You and I know that it is this state alone that we have. Government is continuous. A government starts a project. There's nothing wrong with when a government starts a project, and of course another one comes and take over. For politicians to want to talk about it to the advantage of their political inclination, it's really funny. I mean, we're talking about Edo State. A government will come, the maximum time that government will spend is 8 years. And of course, the state remains. Most projects that Adams Osomole started, he didn't finish it. I stay in a Kewan road. And of course, Governor Obaseki had to come to complete it. The way Government Obaseki has started some projects now, and of course, other government will come tomorrow and they will complete them. That's what I know. You can take that for free, Mr. Egato. All right, so that's the program today, this morning on ITV on Independent Television.